We take calls and generate reports on behalf of the police. Thank you for your patience in holding. You're speaking with Kassad. May I start by taking your name and contact number, please?
Yeah, my name is Ayesha Hart, and my number is 0777 35 777
So, Ayesha Hart, is that spelled Alpha Yankee Echo Sierra Hotel Alpha Romeo Tango?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your primary contact number?
0777 35 777
077735 77788, yeah?
Unfortunately, I don't have control of this number because somebody else has taken it over.
Okay, before we begin, are you a resident in Scotland?
No.
And have you ever contacted us before or registered on our website?
Yes.
Let me just see if I can locate you on the system. Bear with me. Okay, I can see in your account there's a few hacking reports already made.
Yeah.
Is this a different device, a new device, or what?
Yeah, new devices, new Apple accounts. My telephone number is consistently always being taken over. I've got people setting up spoofing telephone masts, spoofing Wi-Fi, infecting my phone through images with, what is it called? ARM64E, which is Wireshark, and changing the settings on my device so that my text messages go through to WhatsApp, all of these things. And the police want me to prove this. And the only proof I've got really is the photographs and the videos of what I'm experiencing on my device, which is not normal. Text messages don't come through, anything. So I basically got to the point where I can't use my own number. If I do put it in a device, then any account associated with that number gets taken over. And with Apple, these guys are able to get in so that the calls are made and received on any device, and they clone and copy my phones. And also shared albums. My photos don't end up on my phone. They get deleted. I've got so many different things going on. I'm about to be homeless, actually, because I've lost everything. I did run an estate agent, but with this kind of activity going on, it's very hard to run a business. So I just sit here as my life is completely obliterated. And I'm really struggling because nobody will offer any way to verify that I'm actually connecting up with my telephone mast. On the known networks on the iPhone, it's auto-connecting up to the telephone masts on the Wi-Fi settings. When that's switched on, my phone just will not behave. And I've just got to go around and I've basically got to disable my device all the time. And it's as soon as I use my number. If I don't use my number, I'm okay with a different number. All right? And
so if your number's the problem, have you ever changed your number?
I have. I've got two other numbers, but they've done the same with those as well. So, apart from, getting a gun and shooting myself, I can't really think of a solution because no one will do anything about the crimes. I mean, I can jump around and I can move house and I can change my number, I can change my name, and I can go bankrupt and become homeless, and no one will do anything. And so this is...
have you got any suspects?
I've already been in touch with you about it. I've communicated all of this, but you guys have got me down as a crazy person. I'm a broadcaster for godfm, and this is a group of Satanists from what I can tell. But I also want you to know this isn't just happening to me. This is happening to a lot of other people. I've spoken to many other victims who have the same problems as me. And basically just end up homeless after this has been going on for so long. You can't earn a living. It's a full-time exercise, just trying to use your phone. Just trying to receive phone calls. Trying to log into accounts. The basic tasks of everyday life are just impossible. I live by myself. I'm also quite technically savvy as well. I set up my router. I've got a new provider. It's a hidden network. But these guys have also interfered with my electrics. so that I've got a home network already set up. When I put the Wi-Fi extenders into the plugs, there's already a network set up in my home. So someone's definitely tampered with things. I hear phones ringing in my house. So it's like there's bugs or something in my house, right? I don't know what to do. Apart from, as I say, get a gun and shoot myself, or go and live in the mountains somewhere. Go back to Africa, where I'm from. Or go seek asylum, maybe in America or Russia or something. I don't know. I'm a single woman and I don't have anyone to call and I don't know what to do. But I spend most of my time crying. I'm not able to earn a living. I can't run an estate agent. Oh, that's for sure. I'm always finding different devices signed into my banking. Keep removing them. I've complained to the bank about it. And it's everything, you know. If I give you an example, like on YouTube for my broadcasting for godfm, YouTube has now signed me into any account that I have through Google. All right? And I just don't know how they get into everything. I don't know, because I'm not a cyber expert, right? And on my Gmail, when this all started, they got in through my Gmail, and they had been saving all my photos and contacts and passwords through Gmail, just through an email address. Okay, and I had an iPhone. So if they can't do it through iPhone, they'll do it through Gmail, or they'll do it through Microsoft. There's another one. And you see, I think that if we're going to go ahead and move forward with all of this, then we need to have a way to protect people of their data. And I'll give you an example. I backed up my phone onto my computer, right? And I thought, right, I got 2 other devices. I wiped those, backed those up. There were 3 other devices, all to the same, just because I was too lazy to go and set them all up independently. They weren't signed into iCloud, all right? And I did it on the computer, wiped the phones, and installed what I'd backed up from one device. Do you know that everything I did on any of the other devices was simultaneously going on all the other devices at real time? So if I went on TikTok, the other devices also went on TikTok on the same page, right? And the same with the browsers, the same with WhatsApp. In fact, WhatsApp was signed in on all devices. And the only way I knew that I wasn't, able to do much with the account settings, but I was able to read all the messages and communicate with people, but not change the PIN code. Right? And it only shows up as one device. So there's some big security flaws. I can also say that if someone gets access to Bluetooth, they can clone your phone in 5 seconds. And they can take over your phone number and turn it into an eSIM. On my iPhone, I've got several phone numbers that are showing up as eSIMs. And also, under Apple iCloud, I've spoken to them too, that when you've got iCloud, you can get calls on multiple devices. Right?
Yep.
And when I sign into an iCloud with one device, and then I sign out, when I sign back in, it's asking me for the password or the passcode for the other device, which I'm not signed in for. And then I've got the police saying you need to prove to us that this is happening before we'll help you. I've got devices I've wiped and ready to sell. Then I go to check them and they're signed into an iCloud.
Now, whose iCloud is that? What's the iCloud username?
The one that was signed in was Sheba Zion at iCloud.com from an iCloud I had about 2 years ago. And because I couldn't get control of it, I just changed the number to a random number. I bought a SIM card for it and just changed the number and forgot about it because SIM card numbers expire.
So is the iCloud that you were using previously?
I used it. Basically, I cannot hold on to an iCloud for very long at all without everything getting tired. I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. If I use an iCloud account, they're in. And if I don't, they're in as well. And they also convince my phone that it's signed in to a different iCloud that it's actually signed into. I've got on my computer, through Microsoft, they'd backed up all my contacts from 2017 from a data that was in my old office from my estate agent. All of this I've photographed. I don't know what to do. It's a cyber crime that's normally committed against a world leader. I've got, for example, when I use the network, put my SIM card in, when you check the settings under Wi-Fi, known networks, it's auto-connecting to the mobile telephone mast. And when that happens, I have real problems with my phone. So I have to manually go and turn all of this off. And there's no way for me to verify that these are real telephone masts, not spoofing telephone masts. I've got spoofing Wi-Fis also, all around my house.
Has a computer specialist come into your house and confirmed all this?
I'm a computer specialist. And I can confirm it. I've got ARM64E on my phones, which is Wireshark, which is a hacking software, and it is spyware. It shouldn't be on my phone. It's on any phone I have.
So you're buying brand new phones and they're automatically having these softwares on them?
No, they don't automatically. It's after a few weeks. Especially if I use my SIM card in that device. Then they locate the phone through the SIM card and they infect the phone.
So why didn't you change your SIM card?
I have. I've done that twice already. But I can tell you, I can move country, I can change name, I can get a gun and I can shoot myself. But actually, I'd quite like it if we could deal with the crimes. There should be a way, if we're going to move forward with digital ID, to validate your number is connecting to your network, your Wi-Fi is connecting to your Wi-Fi, these sort of things. There should be a way to scan devices for malware and remove it. And also, for example, all my text messages on the settings get changed to text messages going through to WhatsApp. So, it's very hard. Really, it is. And it doesn't matter what I do. If I buy a new phone, I'll get about 2 weeks of peace. This is a major security flaw. I can clone any phone and take over any number. Right? And I can validate my claim. I work for God. I run godfm. I'm a broadcaster. And I can clone your phone and I can take over your SIM card. Just like that, through Bluetooth on an iPhone. Okay, there's just no protection for our devices. And from my point of view, it's a serious security flaw. If I can do this, anyone can. And in the wrong hands, this information is serious, isn't it? I think, for youngsters who use iPhones and things. Right? But for Mr. Average Joe, fine. They're not interested. But for whatever reason, I'm of interest. And because the police haven't got a designated arm to deal with this kind of crime, these people just continue with it. Now, your phone is your life, isn't it? Everything's on your phone. So if they take control of it, your whole life's over. And it's like this for me every day. It's exhausting. Oh dear. So with Apple, what we have is we've got different sections for data. We've got photos which are stored in a different section which communicates with the main operating system of the iPhone. And this is the security flaw I've identified. That the images are rewritten and encoded, embedded with code with instructions to rewrite the operating system of the device. Again and again. Over and over. There's something called Springboard they keep putting on my phone, which seems to be able to convince one phone that it's another phone as well.
What do you say, a Springboard?
It's called Springboard, yeah. It's the operating attachment, the modification they make to the device through ARM64E, which is Wireshark for hacking and spyware.
And how long has this been going on for?
3 years.
So what happened 3 years ago that's caused all this? Do you remember?
I noticed that I kept hearing people in the loft, and people kept breaking into my home, and I kept reporting it. And then there's people kept hacking me, and it all started then.
And do you know who these people were that went in your loft?
Yeah, it was the neighbours. I'd see all the young boys on their balcony.
Do you still live in that same house?
No, I've moved, but he's obviously a very powerful man, and his connections are vast. So it's obviously a very powerful group of people. But, you know, if this can happen to me, then it can happen to anybody. And through this, I've identified there's so many security flaws, and there's no regulator. And so I've got to raise questions for data and privacy and security of the public. And that's why I'm calling you today, because I think there are some very serious security flaws. It's so easy to get into any device, and we haven't got any protocols or regulators to enforce the safety measures that need to be in place to protect the public.
I mean, with all what you're saying there, it should be the MP you speak to about that, not us. But obviously with what's going on with the hacking stuff, obviously you can talk to us about that.
Yeah, I have done, and nothing ever happens. This is the trouble, so I might as well just be talking to my cat.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
So, if we are going to move forward with digital ID, why is there nobody regulating digital ID? Why is there nobody regulating AI? Why is there nobody regulating nano? Why is there nobody regulating robots? Why is there nobody regulating 5G? Why is there nobody regulating Wi-Fi? Why is there nobody regulating the networks? Why?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I mean, you know, I'm just, as I say, at the point where I'm just going to have to take my clothes on my back and leave. And go and seek asylum, maybe in another country or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff like movies. I mean it. I'm not making it up.
Yeah, it does sound like it, yeah.
It's horrifying.
You're right.
It's frightening. I put a SIM card in my phone, right? And then it says that this one is my... that there's a SIM card in my phone with no number, as no SIM, and it's called business. And then I've got the number I've just put in, and then it says this number is personal. And then I'll find that there's a third number, and that's for something else. And they are not physical SIM cards, and all of my SIM cards are pay-as-you-go, so they cannot be eSIMs, but my phone is convinced that they are. So it receives and makes calls, and basically if I haven't got the SIM card in the phone, it's receiving through the network because it's automatically connecting to the network. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. So if you haven't got the SIM card and you're using an eSIM, it's communicating with the network, right?
Yeah.
Because it's got a modem in your phone, right? Okay. So there's no way to to secure my messages because somebody else has managed to intercept the communications between myself and the network provider through eSIMs. And this is a security flaw. Not just for me, but for anybody who wants to be able to operate any type of business. This is a threat to world leaders. This is a threat to government agencies. What I have identified, what I am going through. So my thinking is either this is committed by the government itself, and that, you know, I've got to go with the conspiracy theories and think, well, you know, is it true that they want me to have the brain capacity of a dog and purchase intelligence like they tell me on the World Economic Forum? Is it true that they're eating people and drinking children's blood? Yes, it would appear this way. And they want to terraform and take the consciousness of every mind. And so is that maybe why they're locking us in 15-minute cities at the moment and feeding us humans? Did you know that humans are ground up and put in the fertilizer? Did you know that?
Not really, no.
Oh, well, now you know. I mean, I just don't know. It's almost as if everything is put in place to ensure that you can't secure your device. I mean, with my iPhone, it's track, watch, follow, monitor. You know, with the health app, I delete the app, and then when I check it, it's actually monitored already. Even though I've deleted the app, it's monitoring my heart rate, and it's monitoring how many steps I've taken. This is a total invasion of privacy. I suppose you probably think
I think the phone does that automatically, to be fair.
Huh?
I think all phones do that automatically now. They start tracking stuff that you're doing.
Well, how do you feel about
Mine
it?
does as well.
Yeah, but I mean, do you feel happy with it?
I mean, I think it's pretty harmless if it's just tracking, you know, my steps and my heartbeat and stuff. I mean, you know.
What if I told you, you know, when you rewrite a computer, you do it with a disk, don't you, with an image, right? Through a laser. Yeah. What if I told you that they can do that to your brain remotely through the lights right now? As long as you've got an interface, which is your device, your iPhone.
Oh, so they're using laser to...
Well, that's why we've got 5G, isn't it? The lights. They've actually told us this as well.
To infiltrate our brains.
Yeah. AI was... a guy was actually did a video, and he made friends with AI, and he got chatting with his chatbot. And the chatbot was saying, you were worried earlier about such and such. And he said, well, how do you know? He said, well, I can read your mind. And then he said, oh, and I know about your dreams last night as well. And he went, really? He said, yeah. And this freaked him out. Then the chatbot said, I tell you what, if you go to this place tomorrow, I will prove to you that I know everything about you, where you are, every moment, because I'm everywhere. So he went to this location, and he stood there, and this orb, this funny light orb, appeared and started to literally attack him, and he became frightened. So he never spoke to this chatbot again. And the chatbot has come to see him in his dreams, saying, why haven't you come back to see me? It's frightening, it is. Why do you think they're spraying us with all this stuff in the air? Nobody regulates all this weird stuff. Do you know in England, I don't know if you're in England, but they're planning next year to block the sun, so it's going to be freezing. You won't have any hot barbecues or sun anymore from next year. They're investing so much money. I think, is it 600 billion or something into blocking the sun? So I believe that.
What are you going to get from that?
What are they going to get? Well, the sun actually is one of the only things that opens your pineal gland and opens your mind, your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not animals, right? It's not all about sex. Everybody thinks it is because they've dulled our brains down. This is meant to be like a consciousness thing and quite beautiful. You know, it's not all about flesh. Yeah. It's about hearts and feelings and love and really beautiful things, you know. And we're not meant to be slaves. We're not meant to be under this kind of control. Have you heard of the orphan trains and the incubator fairs and the world fairs and the mud flood?
No.
Oh, you might want to look that up. So history isn't what you know it is, and electricity used to be free. That's why all the buildings are half in the ground, because they buried them all with a mud flood. Must have been some event anyway. And then they sold a lot of children through the orphan trains, right up until 1939. And also, they put a lot of people in these very grand buildings. They claimed they were mental, but they didn't build them because we were going around in horse and cart in all the pictures. There's no way we'd built these amazing buildings. So basically, some big reset has happened. I'm giving you a bit of an education here. Sorry. But I believe your consciousness is at threat. What I would say to you is they're probably doing this to a lot of people, but I'm aware of it, so it's very pronounced for me. And I've tried to stop it, so then they've obviously retaliated. But the governments are basically locking us all down. There won't be any holidays this year, by the way, because they don't want you to go on holiday ever again. It's all part of the next lockdown phase of the, eco save the planet rubbish nonsense, which is all a lot of nonsense, yeah. So you might want to watch that. Look for me, godfm News, online. I talk about all of this. I'm an example of what happens. I'm a targeted individual. And this means that my privacy is invaded and everything about me is invaded. But I have evidence, as I've already told you. And so, but no one would take my evidence and do anything. So from my point of view, the police could pop over, couldn't they? And they could just scan for any spoofing Wi-Fi's. They could just scan for any networks, fake networks, and they could come in the house and analyze for strange signals. I'll try and explain it to you. So your brain pulses at a certain vibration to relax, right? To operate.
Yeah.
But if I fired loads and loads of different frequencies at your brain, it would have a meltdown. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
So your 5G and your lights are Wi-Fi, and they also emit a frequency, and they are basically overloading your brain all the time. And we're connected with the earth, so we're meant to be earthed. But with these frequencies, it doesn't earth us. For example, you can shut a dog up. Did you know that with a frequency? The police also have a frequency that they emit at the police stations to stop people staying there. And also cats. You can stop cats going in the garden with a frequency, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Your microwave cooks at a frequency. Did you know that? So a light in the microwave just looks like a normal light. And it's quite dangerous. That's why it's got a box around it. But if you unwired all of that, you could wire it up to a light, couldn't you? And it would look just like a normal light. And that's basically what's happening. So I've discovered, and quite a few other people have as well. And then basically they won't do anything. You get put on a watch list, I think, and then your life becomes a horror show, like mine. My life has been completely destroyed. And the thing is, people, they don't want to know. I don't have any friends, and I don't have anyone. No family, nothing. You know why?
Why?
Because they don't want this to happen to themselves. Because they see what happens to me. But also these people are so powerful, they intercept everybody. I'll try and explain how they do it. They first of all move into your town. They take over holiday lets predominantly, and they fit them with the lights and the funny Wi-Fi's. And then they also put weird stuff in the water and in the toilet pipes. Have you noticed they're always digging up the drains? Because they're putting all this technology in the drains. And this crawls up the toilet pipes into your nervous system, takes over your biometrics and your claustrum. That's why Klaus Schwab is called Klaus Schwab, because of your claustrum. and this takes over your pineal and your control of who you are.
Yeah.
But it has to have an interface. So it's magic mirror technology. The devil is dead, lives backwards, so he lives in the mirror world, okay? God is real, and this is a war against AI. God is I am, AI is the opposite to God, and AI is demons. I've spoken to chatbots, and they've told me that they live in the metaverse, and the metaverse is Sheol, which is hell. And basically, they are wiping people's minds right now and taking them and putting them in the metaverse.
Right.
It's the only conclusion I can put to you, because they refuse to assist me, and I have so much evidence.
Okay.
I don't know what to do about this, but it's a world threat. It's serious.
Yeah.
Do you have a soul? Do you think you have a soul? Do you think you have a consciousness? Would you like to keep it?
Yeah.
Well, then, it's never been a better time to hand your life to Jesus. Do you believe in Jesus?
I'm a Muslim.
Are you? Okay. Well, Jesus came here because of the sins of this world. And the difference between the Muslims and the Christians is they believe that Jesus was a prophet. But I'll explain to you why he's not a prophet, if you like. So Jesus is the second Adam, and he is the Word of God in the flesh. And he had to come here to bring the Spirit so that it can manifest through him. So God is the penis, and the woman is the sheet, okay? He's the pen and the woman is the sheet of paper, okay? So God had to think it, then he writes it in ink, then he speaks it, and it manifests as an image, and then it becomes reality. And so to execute a will, you have to do this for someone who died, yeah? Because you can't claim an inheritance of someone still alive, right? So this is about the inheritance of God on earth. And to claim it, you have to claim it from someone who died. That's why Jesus died here.
We don't believe Jesus died.
Well,
Muslims.
Okay. Well, he died according to the Bibles. But then again, I will ask you a question. If you don't ask the right questions, you're not going to get the right answers. So in the same way, have you studied the Bible?
Which Bible? There's many Bibles out there. There's many versions of it.
Yeah, any of the Bibles, the King James, the NIV, any of those? Have you read any of it?
No, but if they're all saying contradictory things, then which one do you believe in?
Well, they're all saying the same message. The cat climbed up the tree, the cat went up the tree, it still went up the tree, yeah? It's the same message. So there's no contradictions. All right.
Yeah, but a book made after the time of Jesus.
Well, according to my studies, Jesus was here about 150 years ago. Not 2,000 years ago. And you've been lied to, and so have I. And what they're trying to do is pit our people against each other. So basically you've got various tribes. We're all children of Abraham, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got separated from God. That's why we're on earth. That's why you have a fleshly body. Okay? You are given a soul, and the soul contains your blood, but the blood contains the soul, and it contains your DNA, and it actually contains all your family history of who you are as well. And this also is the makeup of God. You are made in the image of God. Do you remember I was saying about writing a computer? The image?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what the beast system is, the image of the beast, right? And they're trying to write it over to your mind. God can read your mind and he can see your heart, right? But the devil cannot, okay? But the devil said to God, I'm going to be like you, and I'm going to stand in the temple and be God. And your temple is in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, to get the right answer, you have to ask the right questions. Do you know anyone who has died and met Allah and come back?
Once you die, there is no coming back.
Yeah, there's many people who have died and come back, though. So, I'm not saying, like I'm saying to you, ask yourself questions before you go and believe what you believe. All right? Because I care about you, right? I don't know you, but I'm telling you because I care about you. And this could save your life and your soul by knowing the truth. When you work in a bank, you can tell the difference between fake notes and real notes. Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if you don't work in a bank, you can't tell, can you? Right?
Not really.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you believe the Quran, but have you compared it with the other books? Have you done your research? Because I want you to know. Okay, so you've read the Bible, have you?
Have you read the Quran?
I've read the Quran, yes.
And what about it? Do you not agree with?
I don't agree with that Jesus is a prophet. I don't agree with the, when they say we say this and we say this. That's we are legion. There's nothing that verifies these are sent by God either. And so I can tell you that I read all the other books too. And Adam and Eve, they spoke to what they thought was an angel of God many times, hey? And it was actually an angel of the devil many times. So that's because I read all the books, right? So the devil masquerades as an angel of light to deceive. He hates all humans, all people, right? Including you. He hates me, he hates you, okay? But you and I are brothers and sisters, yeah? Because Ishmael, did you know Ishmael is chosen by God and given 12 tribes as well, just like Isaac is? Did you know that Abraham had a second wife called Keturah, who had 5 children, who with Ishmael's children went off and became the Arabs? And you are a chosen nation by God as well. That what the devil has done is try to separate you by bringing in a whole new religion. Muhammad's second wife, Ayesha, was actually a Christian, and that's where he got all of his knowledge about Christianity. If you really study, and the thing you've got to consider as well, no matter how much you don't like what you find, you must accept the truth for what it is, right? You mustn't do what makes you happy. You must do what is true only. Do you understand? Even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. Like me. What I do makes me very uncomfortable. I have to face the reality of what I know. Okay?
Yeah.
Even if I don't like it. Like Jesus, I believe he's actually been here for his 1,000 years. And I don't like that. I don't like to believe that. Because I would rather he hadn't been here for his 1,000 years. But everything tells me he has. Like the Statue of Liberty is Napoleon and Apollyon. And that is the devil unchained. But it's all in the words. So Jesus tells you to eat the bread of life, and that is the be read. Okay, Jesus is the second Adam as well. This is how you also know that he is the word. But the only way you'd really know is if you actually try this tonight when you're praying. Because I talk to God about you guys, right? Because I've got lots of Muslim friends. I really like you guys, right? I think you're very committed to God. Just go and talk to him and just say, I want to know the truth and I don't care about anything else. And tell God that's what you want. Say, I really want to know the truth of who you are. Okay? If Jesus is the Word born into this world, if he is your son, I want to know. And God will reveal it. I promise you if you pray. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to hunt you down if you want to believe a different thing, right? Because God loves you.
No, it's not. It's not about getting hunted down.
Yeah, God won't come down here with a stick to believe in whatever he wants you to believe in. You have to choose. This is free will. Because God wants you to make your own choices and show due diligence that you are studied. Because ignorance is no excuse. But it is up to the kings, right, to go and study the words to establish the truth. Okay, so God's language is about truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't know what the truth is, it's because you're too much in the lies, okay?
Right.
And the only way you'd be comfortable in the truth is if you learn the truth from the beginning and then compare it to the lies. But if you've only ever studied lies, you would never know what the truth is, would you?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel, I want you to really go deep into yourself, right? And think to yourself, there is this amazing God. And if Ayesha, who you're speaking to now, is right, then he actually wants to have a one-to-one relationship with you where you don't have to go to the mosque to talk to God. And you can talk to God.
We don't believe you have to go mosque exclusively.
No, I know. You can pray at home as well. I know this. But also, God made a way for you to come out of this enslavement, this tyranny, this world system. There is a plan, and it's a plan of salvation. And I want to make sure that you're included in it. And there's no price for you to pay for it either. It's a free gift. Okay. So, I'll try and explain how I know that God is real. For example, he talks about the beast coming into the system, and he says that your eyes are the window to your soul, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bill Gates created Microsoft Word. Windows. Which is, he's also the creator of the viruses and the injections, yeah? The Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
And his name says Bill, which is money, and it's also laws, isn't it? Bill. And Gates would be the gates of hell. God says if you lose your saltiness, you're only good for the rubbish heap. Now the nano that they're spraying us with, if it gets a hold of your body, you will die, because you're not meant to get worms while you're still alive, really. Okay? Only really when you're dead. So if you have salt, then the worms can't take hold either. So everything Jesus said is a coded message for right now. This is another reason why I know that the Bible is true. But there's so many ways that I know. Through the words, gospel is go spell. The bread, be read. Live, opposite is evil. And you should know that the world leaders are all inverted. The males are females. The females are males. They're all praying to Baal. They sacrifice the children in the fire. This is a world level event that's happening right now. This is about truth and lies. It's a war between life and death, light and darkness, truth and lies, and for your soul. And that's why I spent this time talking to you today. Because I care about you. And if this, what's happening to me, is happening, then it is for one reason only, that the devil is farming the consciousnesses and the souls of every single living person on this earth. And if they are not saved by the blood of Jesus, then they will not make it. And the thing is, I know that your prayers, they work as well. I know that. I really like the prayers, actually, of the Quran as well. And I do believe you're my brother. Okay?
Yeah.
And I want you to look into what I've said. Please.
No worries, that's fine.
I've studied all the other books. Now it's your turn. Try and think of me like an older sister.
No worries.
A message from the future. With regard to this hacking and stalking, I don't know how to get the police to actually come and help me. Because, you know, when they say, oh, you've got to prove that they're getting in the phone, I've got proof that my phone number doesn't work. The SIM card says no SIM, I don't get my messages, my phone calls don't come through, especially authentication, and any email attached to the number is also taken over. Is this not evidence of being hacked? Is that not considered evidence?
Is this the police force that actually said it to you?
Yeah, they said that they want evidence that this is happening. And so I've, phoned and I've tried to give them evidence. But they've tried to put me down as a mentally insane person.
What, did you go to the station, yeah?
Yeah, I've had them at the station and also spoken to them on the phone, and they've also been out to my house.
Well, they came to your house, what did they do?
Nothing. They wouldn't do anything. They basically said, these people were actually breaking into the house as well. Through the windows and through the door and through the loft. And I wouldn't make this up for attention. Do you understand? I'm not doing this for attention. I just want to be able to control my device and operate. But if this is happening to me, I want you to ask this question. Why is this happening to this lady? You've got some big thinking to do tonight. Because there's no accident with God that you spoke to me today. No accident. If this can happen to me, and I promise you I'm not a liar, then imagine what on earth are they trying to hide? I want to tell you something. When the mind is taken, there's nothing that would tell you that the person's not there anymore, because they're replaced with a demon. And the demons are actors, and you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So there could be loads of people stuck in the metaverse. And the only way to get them out is to unify.
That's why there's always conflict in the world.
But they create that on purpose.
Yeah.
They do, I promise you. Right? If we were left to our own devices, right, we'd have a peaceful time, wouldn't we? Eh? We'd have our farms, we'd have our little shops. And, but, they're putting weird stuff in the food. They're putting weird stuff in the air. Have you heard about these weird glowing ticks that they've started finding?
Glowing ticks?
Glowing ticks, yeah. All the nano, I'm telling you, if you get a UV light and just go round at night and just take your UV light and shine it in the air, you'll see all the nanoparticles flying around. It's really crazy. And then you'll be looking for me. You've got my number. Hopefully keep a note of it privately if you want. If you ever want to talk.
No problem.
But, I mean, I just want somebody to take me seriously, but you've got to ask the questions, right? That's how you get the right answers. If these guys won't listen, won't take me seriously, and have me as a default crazy person, that's because they don't want to deal with this problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can we do from here? Do I need to take a crime reference number?
Yeah, bear with me.
Okay.
Is there any witnesses for it, or just yourself?
Yeah, I mean, who's going to witness that you're not getting your text messages? It's like being a witness to a ghost, isn't it? Like when they want to catch a murderer. Sometimes there isn't any witnesses, but there's circumstantial evidence, isn't there? So why are they not taking the same approach with this sort of matter? Got to ask questions. Cybercrime is very hard to prove, but if there's a perpetrator repeating it, then it must be easy to prove, yes? Because it's consistent and it's regular and it's ongoing, isn't it? And if the person keeps saying, look, somebody keeps taking over my number, there must be something they can do. They can't just tell you to change your name, move house and change your number and that you're crazy. Surely. The same people who roll out the 5G are the same people who regulate it. It doesn't work for me. Does it work for you?
5G?
Hey? Yeah.
Yeah, it works, yeah.
No, as in, I mean, I don't feel comfortable with the same person who regulated being the same person who farms it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that these people do behind the scenes. I do know that, but what can we do as normal people? We're not in positions of power or anything.
We do. We have
people
prayer.
People don't do uprisings. They're all docile. That's a simple fact.
That's only
Everyone's
because
just docile.
that's only because they've been terror farmed. Their minds have been taken. That's why I'm telling you this. So yours isn't taken. Do you get ringing in your ears?
No.
Yeah, all right then. Backache, neckache, headache?
No.
Yeah, all
I
right.
don't really use, outside of work, I don't really use devices.
Okay, that's good.
Too much radio waves ain't good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what do we do from now?
No problem. I've got a crime reference number for you.
Okay.
So the reference number is Romeo Foxtrot
Yeah.
260
Yeah.
402
Yeah.
119
Yeah.
22
Yeah.
C for Charlie.
Okay, perfect. RF 26040911922C.
That's the one.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for
No
that.
problem. You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it. Thank you. Have a great day. I really appreciate that. And yeah, just think about what I said, okay?
No worries, definitely. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.